Live. Oh, sorry, that was you.
Jesus, that was loud.
Live from the Base Room Studio 2.0 in Seattle, Washington, this is the Podworm Spacecast. The Podworms are 7 lifelong friends who, just like a mysterious Amazon package, were ordered by Tim McLaurin and arrived in the bushes between the McCoy brothers' homes. Welcome to the Spacecast. Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Podworm Spacecast. We have a jam-packed show for you today, and before we get into all that fun, let me introduce to you the Podworms I'm joined in this room by.
Yep.
That is syntactically correct.
Yes,
It is.
Yes, it is. I love it.
We have our insurance salesman, Phil Williams.
I really just appreciate that you use the word syntactically. Underutilized.
Is
Very
that
cool.
a real word?
It's a real word.
It is now.
Yeah. All right.
It's on the podcast.
We have a deadly brother of the deadly brother duo, Mike McCoy.
Deadly brother roll call.
And his better half, the other half of the deadly brother duo, Kevin McCoy.
And the Deadly Brother roll call. The better half. That's great.
Debatable.
We have our DJ, producer, all around great guy, Chase Golka.
Hello there.
We have our local historian, Peter Fries.
Did you know that not only is Russia the largest country on planet Earth, it is the largest country in our solar system?
Wow.
Damn.
All right.
And his little buddy, Jim Charters.
I'm very happy to be here today, you guys.
Great.
Well, it sounded like through gritted teeth, though.
I'm just really happy to be here.
Love being here.
He's just in the middle of a shit.
Don't mind me.
Well, first and foremost, you might notice that the Podworms are exceptionally restrained today, and that's because for the first time in 60-so episodes, the Podworms are wearing headphones. Woo! And that means that more than just myself, everyone can hear the levels of the show. They can hear when they're talking over each other. So it's going to be a real different experience. And the reason that I'm losing my focus a little bit is because sometimes here in the show, we have some show notes. And one of the show notes I delivered was no oohs or woo or chanting. And Mike just couldn't help himself.
No, Andrew. You said no AOs and
said-
no spooky noises. But
Yeah.
you okayed the woos.
Yeah.
Yeah, woos
Oh,
were
that's
okay.
true. Oh,
You
that's right.
okayed the woos.
Yeah, I just felt like, I felt like I still did something wrong when I wooed, though.
No, I mean, I didn't know. The only reason I noticed it is because you looked like you shit your pants.
I caught myself. I was like, oh, shit.
For the listener, all of our seats are porcelain toilets.
Yeah, just
Yes,
for today.
just so
Yes,
you know.
they are.
Because we can't leave these seats in the middle of a hot episode like this.
Yeah, not in the middle of an 8-hour recording like we usually always do.
No.
So we truly do have a jam-packed show. We have some pod mail. We have the story of me becoming a regular at the teriyaki joint.
Ooh.
We're going to go over the stress of being interviewed. Phil has some advice that he needs to get from us about how to exact his revenge. And we're going to end the show with a completely new and possibly one-off segment called Selfish or Selfless.
Ooh.
So stay tuned. Before we get into that, I wanted to point out that I was a guest host on the American Slacker podcast, episode 145. Check that out.
Check
and
them out.
Give them a like. They're big supporters of ours and have promoted our show, so we want to give them a shout out.
They've been on our show.
They've been on
Yeah,
our show.
yeah.
Great guys. They talk
Great
about
guys.
weird news and weed. So if you like weird news and weed, you're going to love American Slacker. So thanks to them.
I love at least one of those things.
And he's not going to tell you which one.
I'm not going to tell you which one, though.
It's weed.
So we have some pod mail, and this is a pod mail follow-up. So if you remember a few episodes back, we got a pod mail from a friend named Clive.
Clive.
Oh, yeah, Clive.
South Africa, Clive?
Yep.
Yep.
South Africa, Clive.
Love this guy.
That's the man.
Clive.
And basically he emailed us and was seeking advice because he went to the movie theater. He smuggled in some snacks and got himself into a whole heap of trouble. And despite the fact that after reading his pod mail, we kind of just ripped him to shreds for the next 10, 15 minutes. He did actually write us back and he clarified because we were wondering where he got his that name Clive from, because that's not his real name. He has a South African first name, and so he gave us the name Clive to use. And so here's what he wrote in. He said, "Hi, Podworm Millions. You asked I'm reading verbatim. You asked where the name Clive came from. It's actually my third name. The way it usually happens here, parents will give their kids an ethnic name as well as an English one. In my case, Dad named me after a famous South African soccer coach from the 90s, Clive Barker.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
My little brother has it worse. He's named after the name printed on the bottle of a popular brand of beer, Charles Glass.
Nice.
Uh,
Nice.
I think Clive is a cool name.
Yeah, I did too.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I mean, but yeah, anyway.
Yeah. Well, so is Charles Glass the name of the beer in South Africa? Like,
Or is it just glass?
oh, well, he
We've got more
capitalized.
questions for you, Clive.
We're
Don't
gonna
think you're getting away that easy.
We're gonna need a follow up to the follow up. He capitalized a G, so it's implying that this is a proper name.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
which gives me a good idea to name my kid Budweiser.
Nice.
I've always felt it's a pretty strong name.
And
Bud the Wiser.
then they can name their kids Bud Light.
You can play with my kid Coors.
So he said he snuck the snacks in. He brought the slushies. He bought the slushies at the theater, 2 different flavors.
That's what I said.
It confirms
That's
Kevin's
what I
theory.
said.
It confirms
Because
the theory.
we weren't sure where the slushies came from, right?
Well, no, I just said what you do is you buy 2 different flavors of slushy and mix them in your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's
Right.
what he was doing.
As any rational person would. He said the movie Avengers Infinity War. It was opening week.
Whoa.
Crazy.
And yes, I was alone. And yes, the theater was crowded. Phil.
Nice. Thanks for the shout out, Clive. Appreciate it. A little name drop goes a long way.
I almost wish I was the master criminal you peeps made me out to be. Almost. I jaywalk to feel that thrill, but everyone already does that here. Too pedestrian. Keep squirming, Podwormazards. Clive.
Wow, Bob Wormazard's
I
perfect.
love that call out.
I love it too.
Bod Wormazard.
We're the most evolved form.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Thanks, Clive.
Yeah, thanks, Clive.
Great
I
guy.
love Clive.
Yeah,
Let's
he's great.
send that
the
guy
best.
some free merch.
He's my favorite South African.
Easily.
I have an Endgame Avengers tangent that just happened.
Do it.
It's pretty short.
Let's hear
do
it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Speaking of he's going to Infinity War. On the way here, my friend Ben texted me, "Hey, you want to go see Endgame Thursday night?" Which is literally the night before it releases this week. And I was like, "Hell yeah, you got tickets? What time and where? Let's do this." And he's like, "Oh, I haven't bought tickets yet, but we should do that soon." And so I went from like so excited to being like, "Dude, you're a dumbass." And then me and Mike just like were like, that's never gonna happen. He texted again as we were parking, has 2 middle centers tickets.
What?
Thursday at 10 p.m.
Yeah, it was
Where?
It was like 10 minutes later. He was like, I got the tickets. Like, what?
He's like, I'll fucking prove those guys. Doubting me.
And they were literally the 2 middle center tickets in this showing were the only ones that were available.
How?
Damn.
Where?
I have Regal Cinema. I have no idea. I have no idea what just happened, but I was like, you're the luckiest asshole on the planet.
You know,
It's fucking nuts.
those tickets are selling. People are selling those for like thousands of dollars.
Why?
Opening night tickets, like
I don't get it.
the Thursday night release. I don't know why either, but
People get real hard for Iron Man.
I wouldn't mind
They get hard for
selling it
Mr.
for
Stark.
$1,000
is that
and
an
go and
iron
see
joke?
it 2 weeks later.
Is that the price of not having the movie spoiled?
Maybe. I
It's
guess.
not that hard to not get
No,
it
it's that
spoiled.
you get to see it first, and that's all that matters.
See, I feel like Marvel fans are pretty good at not spoiling stuff. Game of Thrones fans have been pretty shitty.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
We watched this week's episode a day late because we were on vacation, and like I saw 3 spoilers before I even got to
Really?
the episode. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I saw someone post, okay, let's set the ground rules for Game of Thrones this year, or this season. Monday, nobody says nobody says a thing. Obviously, Sunday, nobody says anything either. Tuesday, fair game.
No, totally.
Tuesday memes come
Totally.
out.
Totally.
You get 2 whole days.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't watch the night of. Sure, that's fine. You get one more night to watch it. Otherwise, spoilers coming right your
You
way.
have
Yeah,
48 hours to
I
watch
agree.
that.
I think that makes sense.
Fresh.
You know, my favorite link was on the Game of Thrones.
What?
It was not on the Reddit for a long time. I actually saw it on Facebook. It was a link that said, "Click here to sign the petition to prevent spoiling of Game of Thrones."
That is fucking.
And it just took you right to a spoiler.
That's so fucking
It was
funny.
beautiful.
What a Great troll.
What a smart troll.
You know, I bet though that the people who are spoiling Game of Thrones are the book people who used to know all the spoilers and are now sitting here
They're just
like
pissed.
They're just
just
bitter.
pissed because they're like the rest of us.
They're so bitter.
They have
now.
no idea. They knew about the Red Wedding. They knew about John. They knew about all this stuff, and now they're just like the rest of us.
They just want to burn it all.
Part
Yeah.
of me thinks that
There's Cersei.
those fans themselves don't even like Game of Thrones. They were addicted to that smug attitude of watching Game of Thrones with non-book readers.
I know what's happening.
Yep.
Not as good as the book.
I read the books. Didn't happen exactly like this.
But do you know the background of House Stark? I don't think so.
in the books, that character is actually very different, and they go this route in the thing. So
You know they took out like 5 whole storylines and a whole book's missing.
that's why it's not as good.
Can you imagine if this lady, she's talking to her girlfriends about her first date. How did you like John or so? Oh man, he corrected me on all the Game of Thrones stuff. It was really sexy. So attractive. I thought I knew it, but he knew it way better. Oh my
Way
gosh.
better. He's probably got a huge dick.
Yeah, gotta stay with him at least as long as the next season comes out.
I was slipping.
Can't wait.
I was slipping off the seat.
He said it.
I've never heard that one before. That's good.
Thank you, Mike. The analog drop. The only one
Took
we
me
have.
so long to get it.
So anyway, thank you, Clive. Appreciate the pod mail.
Thanks, Clive.
Let's get you on the show soon, right?
Yeah, let's
We
give him
definitely
give him a
gotta
call.
We got to get
Call
Clive
in.
on here for sure.
Yeah.
Clive, if you want to be
Yeah.
on the show, send us an email. We'll get you on.
Yeah.
Definitely,
We'll have to call
definitely.
in.
And for the rest of you fans, if you want to get on the show, even by way of email, send us a pod mail at pwspacecast@gmail.com. We love them, we read them, and we appreciate you as a fan. So thanks for reaching out.
That's right.
All right. So I notoriously, I don't know if it's notorious to those people who listen to the show or just the people in this room, but I don't necessarily love becoming a regular at a restaurant. I'll do whatever it takes to not become a regular. Because
Wait, why?
there's something about the pressure of being known at a place.
What?
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing is that when you walk into a restaurant and nobody knows who you are, especially I think during lunch break, is that you can go order your food, sit down in silence, in peace. No one's bothering you. There's no obligation to make any small talk with anybody. You just grab the food and sit down.
Right.
Peter, you having a reaction to this?
What? First of all, have you ever become a regular at a restaurant anywhere?
I avoid it. So actively.
So no.
Wait. So it's never happened, and you're just afraid of it.
I can recount a time it happened.
Yes, Mike.
What, to Andrew?
Yeah. So at QFC, you had the guy who was giving you the sandwiches.
The racist jokes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
See, that's a clearly bad.
Yeah.
The evidence does support your position. I will give you that.
But there's an easy fix to that. Just go to a different, like, if you become a regular at a restaurant, then they end up liking you and giving, like, there's a donut shop in downtown Bothell called Countryside Donuts.
Great place.
When I lived
that
there,
place.
I would go there all the time. I was probably one of the frequent customers. This lady, she recognized me. She
Yep.
would give me like 5 extra donuts
She's
for
giving 'em
nothing.
away.
There are so many perks to getting in with the staff. And if the staff does end up being a secret racist, just go to a different place.
Right. Okay, fair enough. So historically, I've always avoided being a regular for these reasons. But there's a teriyaki place by my work that I just can't help but get at least once a week. And once you're there long enough, I, believe it or not, am now a regular. What? Yep. And
Wow.
the
Never
people,
thought the day would come.
almost every, and see, it's easier to place like a teriyaki joint versus like a Burger King, because Burger King is rotating people. They're like high school kids, but a place like a teriyaki shop is a family owned business most of the time. And so it's the same people working there 6 days a week, all day long. Right. And so it's this very nice, the 2 women who work at the front desk are these, 2 Korean sisters. They're my mom's age, and they've come to know me very well, where I got teriyaki today, while I was getting ready for the podcast, and this very nice lady, always compliments me on something I'm wearing. No matter what I'm wearing, she's like, "Oh, that's a great jacket. That's a great hat. That's a great shirt." Just so nice. She'll check up on me while I'm eating my food. Like she'll come back, like she'll pat my back, rub my back. She'll be like, "How's the food, sweetie? Is it good?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's really great." And it is really great. I love it. And she even like, she did this thing where she got my chopsticks and she broke them for me. And then she took the wrapper and she put it like a little tent and then set the chopsticks on them so they weren't touching the table. Yeah, I know, real thing. And then today I get my because I took it to go to eat at Chase's place, and she's like, you got 2 extra sauces in there. I said, "Oh, that's so sweet." She said, "And you also got my heart in there." Whoa, dude! And do we have the? Oh, I do have the wrapper over here. We'll have to take a picture of this for social media.
Show us the box.
Yeah. So now you can't go back.
Yeah, this sounds like the worst, man. You should never go there again.
Never become a regular.
So on the box. She drew a little heart.
Sweet.
It's a heart with a face.
Andrew, can I ask you
And the date.
The date. and it says thanks.
And the heart has a heart.
The heart has a heart. Yeah.
That's
It's
you
gotta
and that's her.
You said
Yeah.
that she compliments your clothing every day that you come in.
Yes.
What will you do? 'Cause I feel like you out of anybody would take this the hardest. The day that you come in and she doesn't do anything special for you.
Now, see, that's where I'm going with this whole thing. Is that right now we have this very beautiful friendship where she's drawing hearts
Lovely.
on my box. She's rubbing my back.
Maybe you should talk to Emily about this. It might be worth putting it all on the table.
Sounds pretty serious.
It seems like this could get pretty sticky down the road.
But that's what I'm thinking is that now I can't just go in and just grab my food and leave. It's like she saw me before I even walked in the restaurant, started waving at me, like that kind of thing.
Sounds like she wants your extra sauce. If you know what I mean.
You could 100% go in there, get your food, and leave.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. Like why she doesn't expect you to eat it in the restaurant.
No, but I can't just go in and be in a bad mood. I have to be in a good mood.
That's
Sounds like there's something else in there she wants you to eat. So I'm just sitting here thinking of ones. Keep going. I'll interject when I have good ones.
I don't mean to poke holes in your story, but the level of affection to patronage, you got to be going more than once a week if they're writing hearts on the box.
I mean,
Yeah.
once a week is more frequent than I mean, that's 4 times a month we're seeing each other. That's 4 times 12.
But how many times, Andrew? That's the real number.
4 times 12. It's I cannot do takeout more than once a week like that. Teriyaki, no.
To put in context, that's way more than you see your grandma.
Oh yeah, like
Not even close.
oh yeah.
Maybe you're
is-
filling
yeah,
in
true.
for her grandkids.
It's possible. I'm okay with it. But I guess what I want to say is that I may have had a change of heart about becoming a regular.
Yeah.
What you need though is a bad mood teriyaki place. So
Yep. There it is.
Or you just go in with a bad mood and turn it right around. Turn it into a good mood.
Turn that frown upside down.
She's gonna ask you, "How are you doing?" You're gonna tell her, "I'm not doing so well," and then she's gonna give you a nice hug.
This is how you build a relationship, Andrew, is you go in and you finally tell her what's going on. What's going on in your
yeah,
life.
she's gonna give you some gyoza for free.
Yeah, she
Right,
might give
yeah.
you some sage advice.
Well, she
She
does
might
it.
shape them in a heart. In the box.
That would take a lot of gyoza.
That would take a lot.
I don't mean to be cynical, but I'm worried that perhaps she has maybe a homely daughter that she's been living at home for a while.
I thought you were gonna go.
Phil's on to something for sure.
I thought you were
It's
gonna
going to
go.
be a pretty slick transition from "you're so nice" to "have you met my daughter? She's single.
so sweet.
She's around your age, plus or minus 10 years, 100 pounds, whatever.
She's happens to
Yeah,
always
yeah,
be
yeah.
at the teriyaki restaurant at the same time I am.
Who knows? She
Okay.
needs a tutor.
Okay, so you're thinking of something other than what Chase was. Chase was going directly for.
I was thinking, you should be careful because this is it's kind of like your first relationship, and I don't want you to be taken advantage of.
I don't want you to be hurt.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't want you to be hurt. I don't want you to just buy into this because it's the first time it's happened.
Right.
And then, next thing you know, she's, talking to some other nice male that comes in and orders food on your lunch break every time.
Oh, no, he's just a friend. He doesn't come in very often.
He spends more money, maybe. He always buys the extra gyoza.
All of a sudden, your meal costs 50 cents more.
Yeah.
Hey, what the hell?
No more extra sauce. I'm just saying.
No hearts on the box.
Yeah, I get why you were skeptical. You should just keep a little bit of that in your heart as well, just to be
For
safe about it.
The good of the podcast, you absolutely have to keep going as much as you can.
Also, sounds like there's something more than chopsticks she wants you to split. I almost didn't say that one because that's pretty good. I was like, yeah, that's good.
It's really good.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Well, there's only one way to settle this.
Yes.
We need to send a mole-in, a sleeper agent into the teriyaki restaurant to get a baseline friendliness.
Is it around
Reaction.
here? Is it on Cap Hill?
Yep, it's right down the
it's
street.
close.
Chase,
Who else here is handsome? Oh, I'll volunteer, I guess.
can you
Homecoming king here.
Oh, Peter already said my name. Oops.
will you wear your homecoming crown and your Letterman's jacket?
I will.
I can just see this unfolding. Andrew tells Chase the address, and he's like, "Oh, it's Janice. Oh yeah, she's my bitch."
Oh no, I love her. Yeah, she invites me over to dinner at her house every Sunday.
She drew 3 hearts on my box. Okay.
Andrew goes home sad that day.
Well, I guess we're gonna have to have an official test in an upcoming episode and see if my theory holds any water or not.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
That sounds like something we're actually going to do.
Yeah, it
Oh,
does. Yeah. That sounds like a promise we're going to fulfill.
Like
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the Podworms grilled bacon sous vide.
That's another promise we are going to commit to.
Stay tuned on our website for more details.
And our live show.
So when was the last time you guys interviewed for a job? Has it been a while?
Yeah. it's been a long
Define
time.
interview, like internal or
3
external.
months, back in October.
Okay.
Yeah, like 2.5 years.
I did an interview last week.
Like you interviewed somebody else?
Yes.
Yeah,
Not the same thing.
I also
I
interviewed
agree.
somebody.
Yeah. I actually have been interviewing a lot of people, and I'm about to be interviewing even more people. So I have that perspective.
Okay.
Yes.
So
I've interviewed a couple, and there's a lot more on the way.
Chase and I will be the interviewers.
Yeah, we'll be the interviewers.
I also did hire somebody the other day.
Okay,
as well.
Jim
So
too, yeah.
that's
Jim,
the
you
three-
hired someone?
I did hire
Why
someone.
didn't you let any of us know you were hiring?
Rude.
What the
Did
hell?
you want to work for me?
How much was I going to make?
Come see, come ça.
That's Greek for not a lot.
so the reason
a cool 16.
Ooh.
So the reason I ask is actually the last time I was doing interviews was right about the time this podcast started. I think episode 1 or 2, I was talking about doing interviews for a job.
And then you got a new job.
yeah.
You
I
got a new job, which you're
Like
still at.
episode 4 or 5.
Yeah. So this whole podcast has been spent at my current job. Well, now I'm interviewing again. Wow. And it's been a while since I felt this like nervous interview feeling where I don't often feel that true nervous feeling anymore in my day-to-day life. And my body, I'm not sure if it's because I'm older or if I've always done this, I've forgotten, but my body physiologically does not handle stress, specifically interview stress, very well. And I don't know if you guys have similar things happen to you, but a few very specific things happen to me every time I do an interview. Number 1, like 30, 45 minutes prior to the interview, I get shaky. Like I get actually like kind of
Yes.
shivery shaky.
Yes.
That's number 1. Number 2, my insides liquefy.
Yes.
Because not only do I feel the knots in my stomach, but guaranteed, like 20 minutes before the interview, I need to go take a massive hot diarrhea shit
Yeah.
every time.
Hot caca.
Dang.
And I don't know what it is.
You know what? Actually, is I've heard this is a response to like it's kind of like a fight or flight thing for humans. Is that when they are about to be in a stressful situation or they're about to be like chased down by a lion or something? You know, if you're like a caveman,
Very similar to a job
that
interview.
it's your body preparing you to like run away.
Wait, like having diarrhea?
Yeah, it's like preparing you. It's like getting rid of all your shit so you feel better. And
That adds up.
Plus,
Yeah.
if you're a lion about to eat dinner and you just have like diarrhea everywhere, it's like it really curbs your appetite.
Yeah.
Totally.
yeah, lions won't touch that.
Been there.
But it, honestly, it is actually like a weight off my shoulders or
a shit out of your.
it's a shit out of my colon because you don't want to have to feel like in the middle of an interview you got to go take a poop,
No.
No.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely not.
And so it's actually kind of nice that right before the interview it's like, oh well, that's taken care of.
Have you thought about just popping an edible a couple hours before the interview?
That'll really calm you down.
Just chill out a little bit.
Just get in the right mindset.
That's
you
funny.
know?
I do the opposite. If I'm going in for an interview, I did a thing recently that was kind of like an interview. It was like showing like a company, like, hey, if you ever want to work with me, this is what it could be like. And I guess that's an interview. Whatever.
It is.
Oh, weird, dude.
And so maybe that's an interview. Okay.
And they're all like, yeah, so tell me about your qualifications. And
What do you see? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah, whatever.
what was a situation that you found to be very difficult, but then you found a solution to the problem? Like, that kind of stuff. Just like show me around.
But I'm always like, I feel like I'm a very sleepy dude. And so whenever I'm about to do something where I need to have energy and be like charismatic, I will always have like a Red Bull or a coffee. And then I will definitely have the jitters. And I never know if it's like accentuated because I just had like a fuck ton of caffeine.
It's probably part of it.
Probably part of it. But I get the shakes really, really bad. And so I'm like, just pretending to be normal.
This is fascinating. I've never ever experienced. I think I do really, really well in interviews, and I think it's because I don't give a shit.
Here we go.
You go in there. You
Cool,
go in
Peter.
there, and if you don't like, what's the worst? You don't get the job. Like, do you like? There's plenty of other
Yeah,
jobs
you want
out
it
there.
anyway. Yeah.
I would agree with you, Peter.
Yeah.
Honestly, I get a real high doing job interviews.
Really?
I
What's
really
wrong with
like
you
them.
guys?
I look forward to them.
Comes directly from the king of schmooze over here.
Yeah,
That's-
it's schmoozing
precisely.
for bruising.
The Schmooze King.
he really is.
Okay.
All hail the Schmooze King.
Yes, law.
To be fair, that is my only marketable skill is schmoozery, is schmoozing.
Professional schmoozer.
However, I think that the interviewer side of this, once you've done a couple of job interviews for
Yeah.
potential candidates, you realize like, oh, there's a lot of knuckleheads out there that have no idea how to do this.
so true.
So even me on my worst day is still better than like the asshole that like comes in with like a I'm sorry,
slide presentation of what
lined
it looks
paper
like
on
to
the resume.
work
Yeah.
with me. Hello, my name's Mike. Here's what it looks like to work with me.
It's so true. The way to just nail an interview is to be like, yes, I'm qualified for this thing. Also, I'm not 100% sure I want it yet.
Yeah.
Like to
Yeah.
ask them questions about the job.
Yeah.
And be like, is this a good
Yes.
fit for me? Like,
Yeah.
do you see this progressing my career? Like show that you're ambitious, show that you're like thinking 2 steps ahead. And then, that's what they want.
The best interviewees ask the best questions. They
right.
ask really, really good questions.
They ask the best questions, and it's mostly beyond like technical qualifications aside.
Yeah.
Like you have to be competent.
Yeah.
But 99% of the remainder is, do I want to hang out with you for 8 hours
Yes.
every fucking day?
After I've interviewed so many people, every time I walk out of there, I'm like, that person was qualified, but like,
Oh, we want
Chase, like the question I go into a lot of interviews with when I'm interviewing people is like, can they hang? Like,
Yeah.
Can you hang? Like, do you annoy me?
So they parade our interviewees.
like people who are like overly
parade
overly nice and overly like just not genuine in certain ways are no go.
So before we take Chase's hiring practices into account, I want to bring up the fact that before the mics heated up today, we were talking about Chase's job in ops. And I believe Chase's words, and you can feel free to correct me here, but he said that the great thing about ops is that even a monkey can do it.
That's right. You did say that.
Well, that's a kind of a self roast also because I'm the ops manager. So
So you said you got a job opening or what?
yeah, actually we do. No, but like
And Chase called himself the king of the monkeys.
it's
did.
I'm just
He's the
saying
monkey
that
king.
I'm just saying that like a lot of it is learnable, and you don't have to come in with all these crazy qualifications. Like operations is
is
like,
true.
how do I get shit from over here over there on time? Okay, if you like, you could figure shit out. If you can make plans with other people and you're not late and stuff like that, you could do ops. Like it's
right.
not really that hard. So that's why it's mostly like, can they hang?
I was
can
going
this
to
person?
ask Kevin and Chase, fellow interviewers.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do you guys?
Yes, Jim.
Do you
I
guys,
love this because I love being on the other side of a question.
So do I.
It's just so rare. Anyways, thanks. Go ahead, Jim.
You know, I just never get asked these questions. You know, I'm
Yeah.
usually the one asking them.
Yeah.
So do you guys like have like do you ask like the biggest what's your biggest strength, biggest weakness? Because I feel like nobody that I know asks those, or I've never been asked those.
No, I think a lot of those questions, like specifically that one, like what's your biggest strength? Like those are fucking bullshit questions, dude.
Because I basically go in and I basically like try to find out as much information about the person. Like you were saying, can they hang like in a short amount of time as possible? Because I'm like, I'll look at the resume and be like, yeah, you're good for this.
Yeah.
But also like, all right, so how do you deal with these other specific details in there?
I think you need to have a diverse set of interviewing skills because those type of questions always come from a hiring manager that has no idea what your job
Zero
does.
clue.
But they're the gatekeepers to getting to your manager. So you need to be able to kiss ass enough to get past them until.
Because I basically come in hot as like real friendly and being like, all right, I'm gonna be very relaxed about this and just ask you a bunch of questions.
Yeah.
That
Same.
I might and
Coming in hot.
So
Friendly guy here.
I want to
relaxed.
I want to know friendly Jim interviewing. So your name's Ted. You want a beer? Yeah.
That sounds.
You need to smoke? Can I offer you a snack? Like, is that what? How long have you been named
That's
Ted?
exactly what I do, Peter. Yeah, I
How
offer them
casual.
beverages.
What would you say is like your biggest body part?
Yeah, I fucking yeah.
So tell me, who is going to end up on the Iron Throne?
So I guess the bottom line is that if you have a pulse and you're cool to get a beer with, reach out to Chase for a job.
Honestly,
That doesn't work for my work at all.
Oh, not for Kevin.
No.
Yeah, it's different for everybody.
Wait, do you have a real job, Kevin?
No.
Kevin has a career. We have jobs.
yeah,
Oh right,
for
yeah,
real.
that's right.
All of my interview questions are like legitimately just like mathematical or healthcare related to just see what their experience is.
Like what kind of drugs you
That
on?
makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
How many ounces?
First question every time.
What
How
kind of
many
healthcare
ounces
do
did you take?
What kind of healthcare do you have?
Still just such dumb questions for some reason. Yeah, what kind of healthcare, huh?
Oh, why? Oh, the only reason I'm checking is because we don't offer healthcare.
No. Yeah. We don't got any sweet bennies here.
And we can't have people being injured and not being able to pay for it on the job because it really makes them not come into work.
You know,
Right.
I like the idea of the Kevin and the Jim combo interview where they play good cop, bad cop.
Yes.
Where Jim comes in hard with the, hey, you want to smoke? You want some grass? Let's just chill. And then Kevin comes in, he slams his hands on the table. He gets up in their face, says, look, I'm going to ask you two types of questions, math questions and healthcare questions. And you better have answers to both of them.
Yeah, Kevin comes in real soft with the hard-hitting questions.
Right. And then Jim comes in easy.
No, he comes in hot.
Come in hot.
Whatever.
I gotta come in hot but relaxed.
He's nice. He's a nice guy.
For me, the first question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And the second one's always, where do you see yourself in 4 years and 11 months? And I see if those work together.
He's working right backwards.
Just worked it all the way down to here. And when we get to a month from now, I find out in that question whether or not they got hired by me.
Oh, yeah.
That's a smart way to go about it.
Damn, okay.
Kevin, do you need a job? I'm hiring.
I don't know.
All right. Well, we're going to close the show out with a new segment. But first, Phil's got a little bit of revenge to take care of.
Well, I haven't taken my revenge yet.
Nice.
I was wronged. Deeply wronged.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Oh jeez.
There is a woman who does not know how insurance works.
What?
Whoa.
I think that's a lot of people.
Yeah, there's probably
Most people don't. I mean, let me explain the situation because I think all of us can agree she's an idiot.
right off the bat.
Again, a little
I
bit of
already
backstory.
agree.
I don't deal with claims, like having to deal with filing claims.
Right.
I'm selling you the shit. I'm not
Right.
supporting you. Anyways, her car is old as fuck. There's scratches all over it.
Yep.
Right? And so she tried to file a claim being like, just fix all the scratches on my
Oh my
car.
God.
And we're like, what happened? There's scratches on my car. Please fix them. And we're like,
I fucking wait.
I was really proud of a line that we used that we said, when your car runs out of gas, do you call us to fill it up back up for you?
Oh,
Damn.
Wait, you actually said this to her?
Okay, I only said that because she is the most vile woman in the world.
Oh my god, that's fucking awesome that you.
She
actually
has
said
called
that.
me no less again, I don't deal with this. She's been like rejected by the corporate call center. So now she calls me at least once a day just to yell at me. And I just hang up on her now. She canceled her policy. She sends me mean emails every day.
Oh my
She's
God.
called me a crook, an asshole, a fuckface, everything under the sun.
Is this like an old lady? Like,
Are you allowed to block numbers at your work?
That's crazy.
We should. We're just like, she's like, I'm going to leave. And we're like, we'll throw a party the day you fucking do. So get out of here. Right? Only issue is don't fuck with people that you've given literally every single bit of your personal identifying information.
Yeah, for real though.
Social security, address, driver's license number,
Nice.
car you drive,
Blood type.
literally everything.
This makes your business sound so shady. Because you do still have access to all this?
All of it.
That's crazy.
100% of it. It's not. I can see her driving history, all the tickets she's gotten, who
Nice.
she rents her apartment to,
5 cameras in her house.
literally everything.
we hacked into those.
Mother's maiden name.
Curious. Yeah.
First make and model of your first car.
Name of first girlfriend or boyfriend.
You guys are laughing, but yes, on all of these.
All of that private info.
People that you've lived with on your previous leases that you've
Oh my
signed.
God.
I
Oh
can see.
shit.
So
Wow.
much stuff.
All right, what is the info then?
This is
Cough it up.
so shady that you can access this at
why
any
is
time.
it shady?
I mean,
It's to build
Well,
their
'cause
profile
Phil's
or
shady.
whatever, right?
Yeah, or
We
something
know-
like that.
We know Phil.
I don't know.
You think you should be able to access anybody who's worked with your business's information?
Well, Kevin,
Even when they leave?
Kevin, the problem is
yeah, like literally every company makes
Yeah.
money off of storing data.
Kevin,
Yeah,
I'm going to stop
true.
you right now. We need to throw morality right out the window. This is a revenge status.
Yeah, we want
She has
revenge.
mildly
It's the wrong stance to
inconvenienced me.
take.
anyway. I mean, Kevin,
What
she
advice
did.
do you need?
She's mildly inconvenienced and somewhat insulted me.
And your
so-
honor.
I mean, somewhat. She called you fuckface.
Oh, yeah.
But for Phil, that's mild.
She called you a crook.
She called me a
Crook and a
fuckface.
fuckface.
The best part was I'm the only dude in the office
Yeah.
some days. And so she called me a fuckface, asshole, whatever,
Yep.
hung up, then called back and then thought I was somebody else and was trying to rat on me.
That's so fucking.
She was like, yeah, the last guy's a real dick. He didn't really help me out at all. And I'm like,
oh, terrible.
I didn't say anything because I didn't have a good comeback, but I wanted
Yeah, but I heard he's
shit.
real handsome though.
it. Dick's huge. He fucked me last night. He's crazy.
Good looking fella.
So your question here, Phil, is how to exact your revenge upon this person?
Okay, I need an appropriate amount of revenge
I got
because
one
my
for you.
head has gone to straight hiring a hitman.
No,
like,
no, no,
we'll
no.
throw her in the
No,
Reel it in,
let's
reel
get
it in.
creative. Let's get creative.
Here's what you do. You know her phone number at this point, right?
I do.
You see her calling in. You do a 3-way conference call, and you call a different like fast food establishment each time.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah.
You get on the line with Taco Bell, Domino's. You know, she starts bitching them out. And they're like, "So is that a large?"
Damn, that's great, actually. That's a
Good idea, yeah.
I mean, that feels appropriate because now you're not dealing with her anymore. Every time she calls, she gets connected to Burger King, McDonald's, Red Robin.
Yep.
You know, she just gives up after a while.
Let me just forward you to my manager.
That reminds me of a video I just saw where these people called Domino's and they were like, and then they called another Domino's at the same time. So they were talking to each other. And then the other person of the Domino's was like, yeah, I need like 3 extra crusts or whatever. And the person on the other line is like, what? Okay, like, yeah, I think we could do that. And then like starts asking people questions. It's like, let me put you on hold really quick. And then like goes through, and then the other person gets patched into like corporate because they're like trying to ship like crust to the right store. And then they like facilitate a whole deal of like shipping crust from like one Domino's to the other. And then they're like, okay, thanks. And they hang up afterwards. That shit is so fucking funny.
That prank call is so great because the prank caller like really helped them just like do business.
Damn.
Oh my
okay.
god, fucking hilarious.
That's a helpful prank.
really though.
My thought was pornography. Just sign her up for bigswingingblackdicks.com.
Hey, that's not-
magazine. Big
Just
Swinging
send it to her.
Black Dicks magazine. So they can
If they have a magazine, I
You got
guess
her
I'll send it
address.
to
We'll
her.
send her magazines.
You'll have to pay for it unless you got her payment stuff. You can just have her pay for it.
He has a credit card info too.
That's
I've got the last 4. How hard can it be to like crack that? You know what I
get
mean?
the other 12.
What was the?
How many possible combinations
Yeah,
can
what
there
is
be?
that? That's 12
I don't know, let's ask
numbers?
Kevin.
Yeah, 12 times 12 times 12 times 12 times 12
Something like that.
times 12.
What? No, it's not even that difficult because the first.
Here we go.
Wait, is this an interview question?
Well, I mean, if you know what type of card it is, then you narrow down the first 8 pretty quickly.
Oh shit.
414-75820 is Visa's going right
they
now.
will tell you.
damn.
They,
Phil doesn't need our help.
All right, you just need our help at all.
Yeah,
Do you know MasterCard?
Sign her up for a magazine subscription.
Big swangin' dicks.
Big swangin' dicks.
I was about to say bigswingingdicks.com, the magazine.
.com, the magazine.
Doesn't make any sense.
it's like,
The magazine's all just screenshots of a web browser.
Yeah, I love their website, but the magazine's way better.
we'll be laughing at how funny these pranks were when Phil's in federal prison.
Kevin, I would never do anything to incriminate myself, like bring up my revenge plot on a podcast. Never do that.
Our tens of listeners are gonna
Yeah.
definitely turn
Rat
Phil
him
in.
out.
Yeah, neither would I. This is Daniel Leclerc, by the way. I don't think I introduced myself at the beginning of the podcast. So this is Daniel Leclerc, host of the podcast. All right, we're gonna close out today's show with a new segment that may only be a one-time segment because, well, I don't know. We'll find out. I always say that. And then I say that, and then we have NSRG, and then it's beaten in the goddamn ground. So here's the premise. It's called Selfish or Selfless, and it's based on the prisoner's dilemma, which is kind of like this hypothetical situation that you have these two prisoners, and they're both being interrogated, and it's kind of like this zero-sum kind of thought experiment where if they both rat each other out, they're both fucked. If neither of them rat each other out, then they're both good to go or whatever. That's the general idea. So the way this game's going to work is that we're playing for keeps. This is a competitive game. We haven't played a competitive game in this podcast in many, many episodes, but there's going to be a winner. And boy, howdy, is there ever.
I'm going to win.
What do we win?
You win the whole episode.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You do whatever I want with it?
Yeah. So
Can I
Just check
sell-
it.
I want to sell it to the Wu-Tang clan.
Yeah. I'm going to put it on a golden record and then delete all other copies of it and then sell it to somebody for $1 million.
to Martin Shkreli.
Yeah.
Our hero.
Yeah.
The patron saint of the podworms.
Our hero.
So here's how it works. There's 3 rounds. Each round, you only get one choice at the end of the round, which is to pick to be selfless or selfish. And each round, there's going to be a limit to how many selfish people are allowed to be to choose that option. And you're not going to know until the end how many people have chosen it. If you go above that limit and you choose to be selfish, you get 0 points. And the points that should have been allotted to you are then dispersed to the selfless people. And that number will change each round. And so I'll describe it as we go, but ultimately you'll have to talk amongst yourselves. I'll participate as well. And the goal is to get the most amount of points at the end of 3 rounds. So,
Is there any points for selfless people?
yeah. So round 1, here's how it's going to work, is that if you choose to be selfless, you'll get 2 points at the end of the round. If you choose to be selfish, there is a pool of 12 points to be awarded, and 4 people at max can be selfish.
Damn.
So if 5 people choose to be selfish, then anybody who chooses to be selfless will get the pool of points distributed amongst yourselves. And so if 4 people choose to be selfish, you get 3 points each. And the least, as less people choose to be selfish, you get more of that total pool. But if you exceed it, you get nothing. So with that being said, I'm gonna be selfless because let's just get this started off on a good foot. Like I think all of us should just be selfless because
Because we all get 2 points.
Yeah, we all
we all
get
get
2
2
points,
points.
right?
Nobody needs the 12.
No,
What? No.
no.
No, nobody wants to be
No.
greedy.
Now, did you say just
Selfish.
asking for a friend? If you were selfish, would you have to split the money?
amongst anyone else who's selfish, if there was
Okay.
anybody, but we're all going to be selfless.
So pretty
this
good
round.
reasons to be
Right.
selfless, guys. Pretty
So
good reason.
let's go around.
Are we
Jim?
just telling each other? Are we going to write this down and reveal it?
We're gonna write and reveal. Right now, we're just kind of discussing, talking about kind of what
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because I'm gonna definitely probably be selfless. I think.
Oh, More points to go around for everybody.
I'm gonna be selfish.
Why don't we all win?
Kevin's gonna be selfish.
Okay.
So if
Kevin's lying.
So if Kevin's selfish, he gets all 12 points to himself if no one else goes and is selfish. So I think at least someone else should be selfish.
Kevin's a dirty liar. He is going to trick us into going.
Okay, I'll be selfless and change to be selfish with Kevin.
So you're actually doing the selfless thing by being selfish because then Kevin only gets 6 points. You get 6 points.
Yeah, me and Kevin get 6 points. So that way, for everybody else, like we're not getting that far ahead.
Yeah, we're only 4 points.
To really balance it out, and just because the max is 4 people, there's plenty of room. So I think that I'll join in and be selfish as well. Yeah.
Okay.
And so here's the thing. I'll give you guys this insight is that each round there's going to be more points available to get for being selfish. And so right now I think the best thing for us all to do is to pick 4 people to specifically be selfish. Get the points spread out the most so the discrepancy is the smallest between the selfless people and the selfish people.
You just said this was a competitive game. You're
Right. Well, because if we get 4 people who say they're being selfish, right, and one person, like it's against anyone's motivations to choose to be the 5th person being selfish, because then they get 0 points.
But then that would mean that they would be selfless.
Okay.
That's the crux of the game is you don't know how many people are being selfish.
Then we know that Mike, me, and Chase are being selfish.
And I think
That's if
Peter
you
should
select
be selfish
selfish.
too.
Nope.
I think you should be
Nope.
selfish. I think you should be
I'm allergic to shellfish.
Okay, damn it.
But I'm allergic to shellfish.
I just don't trust you being selfless because I think you'll sabotage.
Why don't you trust me?
Wait,
Because I've played any game with you.
I'm not the one who rigs Monopoly.
Okay, Peter to me feels like a kind of guy who he doesn't want to win, but he doesn't want anybody else to win either.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Nope.
I want you to say that
Nope.
you're going to be
Burn it all
selfish.
down.
but that's silly because someone's going to win. Someone's going to get those points.
Mike has a vendetta, and there are only 2 people in this room that I don't want to win. Mike
Fuck, it's me.
Chase.
Yeah, I knew it.
and Kevin.
Oh, he's lying.
That's a twist.
He's lying.
And this has been the Podworms to discuss the semantics of scoring a game.
what did I do?
Yeah,
I
let's hear it.
don't like your interview style.
No, that's fair. that is fair.
Okay, so I think at this point, write down either selfish or selfless, and
I see.
we'll go and
Oh, we write it in our phone.
yeah, because that's we document. So you can't change it once we make the
Okay.
vote.
Yeah,
Right.
we can't delete it or anything.
I'm just going to
Right.
make
No,
a
you
note.
can't
Oh,
change
it's too
it.
late to. So we're
Apologize?
done talking now.
Yeah, this is you have to actually for round 1. This is for round 1. So
Do we show right after round
you'll
one?
show me. Yeah, so 4 people max can be selfish. If you choose selfish, you'll split the pool of 12 points with anybody else who is
Should I
selfish.
just text it to you.
Nope.
No,
Oh,
because
Okay.
he's playing the game
Just
too.
don't lie.
Has everyone chosen? Okay.
Yeah.
I've chosen to be selfless. Proof is in the pudding. Philip
Philip as well.
selfless.
Selfless.
Selfish.
Okay. Mike. Oh, Kevin went selfless.
I also went selfless.
Selfless.
also selfless.
12 points.
Yep.
Damn it.
Take him down.
Dang it, guys. I thought we said we were going to be selfish.
I wanted to find one more person. I wanted there to be 4 people so that it would make it clear.
That's what I was doing.
the
Okay.
Yes, that's what I
incentives
was
are-
doing.
What we have learned
That's not
is
what you were
that
doing.
we
I
need to
tried.
take Mike down.
Yeah.
And also, like, he's definitely uninvited from our vacation.
Oh,
for
yeah.
real, though.
Definitely
definitely.
you guys.
Definitely
Okay.
uninvited.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
sure.
So here's where we stand. Everybody has 2.
Stricken from the list.
Everyone has 2 points, with the exception of Mike, who has 12. Okay.
Ooh.
So here's round 2. Round 2, only 3 people max can be selfish, and the prize pool is 15 points. For everyone who is selfless, you still get 2 points.
Okay.
So first observation here is that Mike's got a lot of points, and we need to make sure that he does not win this one. So somebody else has to go selfish, and it's going to be me.
Or-
I'm going to go selfish.
Can I
this
just
round.
say that I did exactly what I said I was going to do, and this time I'll be selfless, so you guys can fucking catch
I'll
up.
be selfish as well.
I'll also be selfish.
selfish.
So us 3 over here are going to be selfish.
Yeah. So me, Chase, and Kevin.
That's great. Because then if anybody else does it, ruins points, it gives it to Mike, right? So the
Right.
incentives for
it
everybody
gives me
is to
the-
believe us.
Yeah,
Wait.
because if you go over the
Yeah.
amount allotted, then the prize pool is split between the people who were selfless. Selfless.
How do
Selfless.
Okay. Okay.
how do
Okay, that makes sense. That's
so
good
no
to know,
one
good
gets
to
the
know.
points.
No one on the if you
Okay,
bust.
yeah, no, that's
if,
good.
If anyone else chooses to be selfish, nobody gets the points that is selfish, and Mike gets some of those selfish points.
Whoever's selfless.
All
Gets
right.
the
No,
points.
I got it.
You're only helping Mike.
Well,
And he's the one you chose specifically to not
My
help.
whims change.
Okay, I haven't
I've
heard.
charmed him this time.
So
Have
haven't
I
heard anything
played
from,
any game with Peter ever?
So I'm nervous. I'm nervous about Peter. Jim, I haven't heard anything from you. Where are you going here?
Yeah.
I haven't decided.
You're
yet.
being real quiet.
Undecided. Okay.
You haven't
Boy.
decided?
No.
Okay.
How big was
We
the
know
pool?
us three are going to be selfish.
We're locked into being
Sure.
selfish. Yes.
How big was the pool for this
3.
one?
15 points. Yeah. So
15.
3 people can be selfish, and you
Okay.
split 15 points.
So the thing here to remember, guys, is that they're getting a little bit bigger of a split
Yeah.
than last time. So it's not it's
Mike
not
got-
entirely
don't listen to
fair.
him. Mike, you got 12 points last time.
Yeah, but
makes
that's
a good
because you
point.
guys went against what you said we were going to do. That's your fucking fault.
Okay.
This, I'm saying they're like, oh, don't worry, we'll be selfish. They're gonna get more points than you guys.
You were cruising for me to help you out here.
I'm worried.
And then your little sassy attitude.
I'm worried. I'm
Not
worried
gonna
about
help
you.
you anymore.
I'm worried about you guys. Okay.
Not going to help you anymore.
All right.
I was on the bandwagon.
All right. Let's make our official decisions.
All right.
Cast your vote. Everybody have their choice.
Yep.
All right. I was selfish.
I was selfless.
Selfless.
Okay. Jim.
I was selfish.
Selfish.
Fuck you,
Okay.
Jim.
Okay. Peter.
Selfless.
Okay.
I went selfish.
Okay. And Kevin.
I also went selfish
Okay. So
because I didn't think Jim would act against his own interests like that.
So
I'm a benevolent
What
lord.
the fuck did you do?
you're not so Phil, Peter, and I get the rest of the
Benevolent to
points.
Mike.
5
Yeah.
points each, baby.
yeah.
Now we have to take down Mike.
Up to
Okay.
17, baby.
There's no way to take down Mike.
Okay. Actually, there is.
Yeah.
If we
listen to
all
the
agree that
damn it,
one
dude.
person wins,
Yeah. Well,
I thought there was going to be questions associated with this
Yeah,
game.
so did I.
I thought this was going to be like
picking-
another
No,
element.
just call this like elephants and aardvarks or something. Sure.
Oh, I love that game.
who else got points? It
I'm
was,
going
it
to
was
be an
Mike.
elephant.
Mike, Phil, and I.
Oh, and you, Peter.
yeah, from now on, if
So
you're
7, 7,
selfless,
17.
you're an elephant. But if you're selfish, you're an aardvark.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the final round. There's room for two. There's room for 2 people to get into this pool, and
Okay.
it's a 20-point pool.
Oh, baby.
So we could have someone overthrow Mike.
so the only way, Mike, if you say selfish, you for sure win.
Thanks for the tip.
Because you can kibosh
shit.
anybody else.
Oh shit, he's right.
Right.
Unless
All right, well, game over. That was fun.
nothing.
Wait. Like, unless all of us, unless everybody does selfish except one person.
Yep, that's right.
Okay, can we do that?
All right, gang.
Could we pull it
Wait,
off?
wait, wait, but what does Mike have to do?
I'm gonna say selfish. It has to be all of us though, except for one person.
one person.
Yeah, we have to pick who
could it
wins.
designate somebody?
I nominate me. I picked selfish. Oh my goodness. Selfless.
Elephant or
Yeah.
aardvark?
All right, I think
2
Phil,
times.
Let's let Phil win.
Yeah, I'm fine with
I picked
Phil
it 2
winning.
times.
Everybody else has to pick selfish though.
Phil, you
Wait,
can
what
win.
is Mike gonna pick?
Oh, he has no choice because if anyone over 2 people picks,
Oh, that's wait. If he doesn't do it though, we're fucked either
Oh.
way. Like he could, if he realizes that we're doing this, he could just pick selfless and split the points with Phil.
do you think he realizes? Do you think he realizes it?
Sorry, did you guys? Were you guys
gonna
talking? I wasn't listening.
Wait, he took his headphones off.
Back to your slide whistle. Come on.
The thing is,
the plan.
there's 2 ways to take down Mike, and both of them require coordination, and both of them he's going to be
Without
here
him.
for it.
But not if we sync via our minds.
That's right.
That's great pod content. You guys just use your minds to communicate for a hot second. I'll fill the time.
All right,
Everybody got it?
I've made my
Everybody got it
choice.
right?
I've made my
Everybody got
choice.
it? Yeah.
We're all fucked.
All right, I picked to be selfish.
Bitch. I picked selfish too.
Wait, what?
I picked selfish.
Okay.
Okay, I pick selfish.
Okay.
I pick selfish.
I also picked selfish.
What did you pick?
Selfless.
Peter gets the point.
Hell yeah.
Did I win?
Yeah, you
I love it.
wow,
I
what
love
is
how we can't even fucking outsmart our own selves.
Hey, Mike.
I could have gone selfless either way. I'm just fucking dumbass.
Mike, that was a fixed
That was
game.
a gimme.
There's no way you could have lost.
Literally the best outcome for me.
Oh my
That was a truly selfless act.
it? Was.
Well, I just wanted to give
was.
someone else a hand.
Come
Because
back.
clearly I was going to win.
comeback of the century.
I love Peter's betrayal ends up paying off.
And let that be a lesson to you, space fans. All right. Well, we'd love to hear from you at the pod mail, pwspacecast@gmail.com. Let us know. Are you selfish or selfless? Hit us up. Follow us on all social media. Podworm Spacecast on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. You can even follow us on our website, pwspacecast.com.
That's it.
Boom, baby.
Oh,
All of our tour dates are posted. That's a true fact
True fact.
because there are none currently, but that doesn't mean that that's going to be the case forever. So
Well, we have all of our past tour dates up there.
And
Yeah.
also check out our Wikipedia.
oh yeah, how do you find the wiki page? Is it available to the public?
Yes, I think you go to podwormspacecast.fandom.com.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Check it out.
And we are, and by we, I mean Kevin is trolling the depths of the podcast to update and chronicle the history of the show. So if you want to become a podcast archaeologist, let us know.
If you like Game of Thrones, I mean, this is the next best thing. The lore behind
yeah.
the Podworm
Yeah,
Space
there's
Cast
a lot
is
of bones
ridiculous.
to dust off.
It's definitely under construction, but it's growing daily.
Well, you know that we love construction workers. So tell them about the show. Tell a loved one about the show. Tell a coworker about the show. It's always better to enjoy it with a friend.
Ooh, tell anybody that you were interviewing for a job.
Oh,
the show.
that should be the final interview question.
In
Do you
fact-
listen to the Podworm Spacecast?
In fact, put it on your resume.
yeah.
Yeah. Mike, that should be your promotion when you go in and tell people, oh, this is so great to work with Mike. You should play a clip.
I will.
You won't.
No, I will. No, I will.
No,
I
he's
will.
gonna, he's gonna do it. He's serious. I know him well enough at this point.
That's
to know.
another promise I intend to keep.
We lost.
And a promise we intend to keep a new episode every week. And until next time, space fans.
Keep squirming.